Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away and it's a brand new week. This is the ghost away still. I'm still in Martha's Vineyard in America. We're going to be doing stages 69 to 74 at the Fanhome release, build the Red Bull RB19 Max Verstappen racing car. Okay, so let me tell you how things work this week. So normally I don't do videos on the channel on Wednesday. Well, in this instance, we won't be doing a video on the channel tomorrow, Tuesday. So there'll be no video on the channel Tuesday, but there will be Wednesday. Mainly on account that I fly back tonight. So that means Tuesday morning is when I land. I'll probably be sleeping most of the day Tuesday. So we're back into normal programming from Wednesday onwards, which means this week, I believe I'm going to be having a live stream on Thursday. And I can't see any reason at the moment why there shouldn't be a live stream Sunday night for the member stream. I think we're going to be good. But we'll see, because I do have a grandchild on the way any day now. So that's going to be fun as well. Lots going on in the Green household in June, July, isn't there? Anyway, I don't know what there is to do. Obviously, last time you saw this, we created this absolutely lovely tyre rack, which was really nice, but nothing to do with the car at all. Unless you're changing things. And I believe that's something that we are doing today, because looking at... Don't know what that was all about. Because looking at this, we have our first set of wets tyres. So I'm guessing we get different tyres, which facilitates the need of a tyre rack. Anyway, let's jump into it. Without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, stage 69. Here we go. I really haven't looked at these at all, so I don't know what we're doing this week. But we will find out. Okay, so we've got the front left wheel. So we're going to be putting together again this inner rim here, so it's looking like that. Quick stage to start off with. Now, as you know, I've had problems 4 times with deliveries for this. So what happens now, as soon as this delivery comes, I quickly do a stock check to make sure everything's there. In this case, it is this week, you'll be pleased to know. So we've got everything here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this black section. We have done this before, and we're going to be putting this over the top. It's going to be going this way round, so that this part here is in front of that hole. We're holding this in with A screws, the only screws we get in this pack, or in this stage, should I say. And just screw that into here like this. And we're going to need 2 of these. Now, on the red side of this rim, we're going to be putting this into place. It's just going to be fitting in just like that. And then we've got the little outer rim ring, which is going into the center there. And there is some locating lugs for this. This might be a little bit tricky to get this in. But once you've got one side in, it's easy to put the other one in just like that. And that's all there is to do in that stage. So stage 70, here's the instructions. I'm guessing this has got to be the tyre, hasn't it? No. Okay, we've got the exhaust. We're going to start doing the exhaust now. Interesting. Putting that together like that. Again, doesn't look like a lot to do. And here is stage 70 here. I'm looking at all these magazines. I don't think there's going to be much to do at all in these stages this month. Okay, first things we need are this section and this section here. We're going to be putting these together. So this basically just goes into the slot here. Now, we're going to be holding that in with a V screw from this side. Quite a thin screw, this one, so I'm not going to use my usual screwdriver. I'm going to use my PH00 to get that in there. Just put that to one side while I grab a couple of other parts here. I need these 2 halves of the pipe to fit together, which are, again, just a case of locating lugs and brute strength to clip them in like that. This is then going to be going into this shaft here. Now this has a certain way around it's got to go as well, which is basically that way with the hole facing up. So that's going to be going in just there like that. And then we've got this metal tube going onto this side here like this. Now the thing is, this isn't glued in here. So this is just free to move around at the moment. They're not asking us to glue that at all. So I'm going to leave it exactly like that. But that's all there is to do in that stage. We don't actually do anything with this piece. So stage 71. Here's the instructions. And we have got beam wings. We're all over the place for this, aren't we? We're doing different things different times. Okay, we're going to be putting these into the main section we've got. I'll have to bring that up looking like this. The section, when I say main section, I mean this section here. Let's open stage 71. So we've got 71B, and this one is 71C. The way these are going to be going is they're going to be going onto this section just here. C will be going into this side. Let's put that in. And B will be going into this side over here. So it's basically crossing over inside. I'm guessing we're going to need to put something in to hold that into place, which we will be doing soon. But obviously we need to put this on top, which actually goes into the indent right there. And then that's what this little trapezium is for, because that pushes down the top and it's going to hold everything there into place. Let me push that down with my screwdriver. Perfect. Once that's in, grab an E-screw and I'm going to hold that at the top and I'm going to reinforce it by screwing this in from the underside here. And that will ensure that these aren't going anywhere. Perfect. Now we've got the exhaust. As you see, we've got a hole in the exhaust which is going to go over this center section here. Just like that. And then we've got this part which is going to go on top. See, we've got a big shaft on the end here. That's going to go through the hole. And then it's held with an A screw from the underside. Now that looks quite fragile, so I'm not going to touch that, but I will turn this over while I'm holding everything to get this screw in here. Perfect, and that's all together. That's all there is to do in that stage. I'm still waiting patiently for the wheel. One of these is the wheel because I can see it behind me. This is stage 72. Here's the magazine. There it is. And basically we're going to be putting the rim inside the wheel and putting this on the tyre rack. So obviously this tyre here, I keep saying the wheel. Wheels, tyres, to me they're all the same thing. I know. Okay, so this tyre is obviously a wet. Looking just like that. With the green. Now, we want to keep this part safe. This is what we would attach it to the car with. And I just want to push this through here into the other side. Now, from what I remember, I think I don't need to put this in hot water. It is quite harder to do it without the water, I'll be honest with you, but it can be done, and I want to show you that now. Now remember, these can probably go in both ways, but look at the tread. I've got the arrows pointed towards me, so I'm putting it on this side here. And there you go. So that's one side in. And that's the other side in. So as you can see, I've done that with no hot water. So this can then facilitate the use of a tyre rack. That's all there is to do in that stage. The penultimate stage, stage 73. Here's the instructions. Nice. Well, that's not even a centerfold. We got the rain light. Is that the electric? We got some electrics in this car. I was not aware of that, I'll be honest with you. So that's looking like this. So we'll get this open. I really didn't know this had electrics in it. So this is going to be a bit tricky because I need to be on the underside of this. But there you go. I'm going to lay it like that. I think that should be safe there. I'm hoping it will be. Okay, what we need to do first is put this LED strip into here. Now this strip fits into out the 3 slots we've got, the very back one. So I'm just going to push this in here now. So as you can see, that's in there. Okay. In the second strip, we've got this bit of foam sponge, which is going to diffuse it. That goes in the second one. And in the front one, we have got this grid. Don't think it matters which way round it goes, which is going in the first one. Perfect, just like that. Now we want to have this wire, so we're not going to pinch it. So I'm going to tuck it down between these sections here. And make sure this comes right out the back here. As a matter of fact, for me, to keep this tidy, I'm going to actually put it underneath these sections. See how tidy that is? Because we're going to be closing that off by putting this top piece on, which goes over the top of this piece here, and all the rest of these. So that fits in just like that. That looks great. Okay, we've got some W screws. I say screws, it's just one. We're putting it in just on this one here. Get that in, that means that that's now going nowhere. And then I can turn this round, and that's all there is to do in that stage. You know I'm going to just want to try that in a second. So, stage 74. Here's the instructions. And we've got the Heave damper. The Heave damper. There you go, we're going to be putting this together just like this. We get to put this on here as well. Looking like that. I have got absolutely no idea what a Heave damper is. It sounds interesting. Let's build this. Well, according to the instructions, this red part here is the Heave damper. I'm going to be putting these two parts together first. So this is just going to be going on top here like this, held in with some A screws. So one there, and one on the other side. Then I've got these funny looking things, which are basically going to be going in each side here. So one's going to go in this side. Make sure I get it round the right way, actually. They are labelled. So this one here is the right hand side one. So if I've got this way round, this one's going to be going in here like that. The right hand side one. It's held in with a X screw. And just to explain how this goes is I'm going to be putting the screw through the top here. Then it's going to be going through the damper. And then it's going to be going into one of these, I don't know what they are, brackets, I guess, which is going to be going on the undersides. This is going to be tricky. As a matter of fact, before we do this, one of these holes is further away from the edge than this one. It's the one closest to the edge is the one we want. So this is going to be going in here, like this. This wasn't an easy thing to do, but I put one side in. So let me just show you what we're looking at. Making sure the cross section in the middle is facing like this. This is up there. This is down here. I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. If you've done what I've done and had this back to front, which is typical, just rather than take all of these out, just flip it around. Because, you know, I'm stupid. And I make mistakes, so you don't have to. Okay. Let's get this back in, and I'll put this back together. The reason I noticed that was wrong is when we put this into the car here, and it's basically going into this section, you can see, let's move this wire out of the way, we've got a little indent there. And my indent was the wrong way round to this bit here. But this is basically going to be going on here. If this is like that, and you do have to really push this down to get that in there, this is going to be going on here just like that there. So to get this in, these parts here are going to go into the square parts just here. And then this rear suspension support is going to go between this top section, this here, and the bottom section on both sides. And I'm holding that in with an X screw. So this was a little bit of a fiddly stage, this one. But there you go, that's one side in there. And that's one side there. So that's all in. And then I need an A screw to screw this back section down here. So I'm just going to line that up. Let's get this cable out of the way. And hopefully you can see that. Get this screwed in nice and tight. Perfect. So then that's in place. Just making sure all of these are in the holes where they need to be here and here. One in that side. And that one's in there. Wow, That was really tricky, but as you can see, they're in there. We do have these two parts left over, which we don't actually do anything with, so I'm going to have to keep them safe. But that's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. That was quite actually enjoyable. It was very easy up until this bit here, but I'm sure you'll agree. Look at it. It looks really good. Shall we check these electrics? Let's do that. So as you can see, I've got Mike Lane's tester board here. I'm going to just plug that in. And I'm going to have to turn this around because the light is actually on this side. So when I press this button, hopefully, this is going to come on. Yeah, look at that. That's looking really good. I like it. Okay. You knew I couldn't go away without doing that. Obviously, these are available through Mike Lane, and that's in the link tree in the video description, or that QR code you saw at the beginning of the video. Anyway, I really hope you like that video. Remember, no video on the channel tomorrow, but there will be on Wednesday. Have a good time. Take care. See you later.